decision to rest basically everybody, and when did you make that decision?
Some of those decisions were with the COVID stuff, were kind of made for me on that. As far as with Jalen, we thought a lot about that, and he's done a really good job these last 3 games, playing within the pocket, and we've done a little bit less with running with him and everything like that. And so, we just thought this was an opportunity to get him back to 100%. Where, I know that we've talked a lot like, hey, we gotta be able to be our full arsenal of offense and not have any limitations to do what we want to do in the playoffs. So that's what went into that. A couple of other guys were dinged as far as recovering from some injuries with Lane and with Landon, and so again we wanted to make sure that with injuries that they were able they're going to be ready to go and be full speed next week. I feel really confident in the decision in the sense that I know how we practice. That doesn't, we're able to, we have great intensity at practice, because of the leaders that we have on this football team. As far as Jason Kelsey, wanted to make sure that he got his continuous streak. I know that means a lot to some of the record stuff means a lot to me, means a lot to the guys, and I want to make sure that when you can reward them and not put them at risk. And Jason obviously felt good too, obviously recovered from his COVID. We were able to do that and rest him. As far as Devontae, when I talked to Devontae earlier in the week, I was talking to him about this. I asked him how important that record is for him, and he said, I want to do what's best for the team. But I know that he would have. I know at some point that he would have wanted that record, and so we were able to get it for him, and without a lot of risk taken right there with him. But again, he's feeling good, and as far as receivers playing, we were able to get, and the rest of the guys that played, I know we played some receivers with Jalen and Quez. It was a good opportunity for them to be the guy and work on some things that we wanted to work on.
You mentioned the decisions that were made for you because of the COVID stuff. Given that, the protocols now are voluntary testing, after you clinched last Sunday, did you intentionally message to some of your starters that now would be a good time to test just in case?
Yeah, I mean, they got COVID. They weren't feeling good. They were either symptomatic or, again, I'm not going to get too much into COVID, but I mean, they had it, so I didn't really do anything there. So
you didn't tell them now is a good time just in case.
They got COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
How did Jason's streak come to your attention?
You're always aware of stuff like that. And you're just aware of some of the things. I knew we had to get 41 yards rushing to set an all-time record for rushing. I knew we needed a rushing touchdown, and so some of those things. I mean, Rube, where you at? Rube not here? Rube has all that stuff. Every time someone sends me something, it seems like it's Rube doing the statistics. But we just know that stuff. We got great guys in the media department telling us those things. So, and you want to, again, like I said, you want to reward those guys for those things.
We talked about the Dallas playing their entire starting unit, and how do you factor in how they handle that?
They got to do. Coach McCarthy's got to do what's best for his team, and I got to do what I think's best for our team. And so. No concern. We didn't know all week what they were going to do, and I don't think they knew exactly what we were going to do. Which is, I took that as a good thing from our organization. That I knew that Jalen wasn't going to play early on. Gardner got all the reps, and so I'm glad that never got out, because now that defense had to prepare for 2 quarterbacks. So I think that's a tribute to our organization of keeping things in house.
About the records and what they would mean for Devontae and Jason and you. What does having the most rushing yards in a season in Eagles history mean to you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm disappointed in obviously that we lost here tonight. Our goal was obviously to come out here and play the guys that we played and win the football game. But to get that record, and I get it. I mean, we played 17 games this year. The team that had the record, what year was that? What was the? I imagine they played 14 or 12. Yeah. So, hey, we got more games than them, and But it means, I think it means a lot to, I know it means a lot to us, and as coaches, it means a lot to those players to be. No other Eagle team in the history of the Eagles has rushed for as many yards as we have, and I think we all know that. That's where we really started getting, as we started to play better and better on offense. It was because of the way we ran the football. It was because of the guys that we have up front. It's because of the guys running the ball. And so it was very exciting to get that. And you're in the middle of the game. To be able to be successful in this game, we were going to have to rush for 41 yards. So, you were thinking you were going to get that anyway. But, we're just excited that we were able to accomplish that feat. But make no mistake about it, we wanted to win that football game, and we didn't do a good enough job to do so.
Your previous experiences, in Indy and also with the Chargers, does having momentum going into the playoffs, does that matter?
I've never been in a scenario where we were able to rest. I think I was counted up. I was either in 6 or in my 12 years in the NFL, this will be my 13th. I've either been in 6 playing games or 7 playing games for that last week. And so I called a lot of people I trust, and a lot of people I trust were able to give me some insight on it. And so, I promise you I didn't leave any stone unturned. I felt like in this scenario, we had some guys that were dinged up. Again, some of it was made for, some of the decisions were made for me. But I really wanted to make sure that we got some guys back to full speed, back to full health, to be able to do what we want to do in the playoffs. The goal is not to just make the playoffs, as we all know, right? The goal is to win games in the playoffs and advance as far as you can advance, and that's our mission, and that's our goal. We'll take it one day at a time, one game at a time. But I'm confident in the decision that I made. Did a lot of, again, like I said, research into it, and that's where we came to.
What's tomorrow going to be like for you? What's tomorrow going to be like for you as you watch and figure out who you're going to play?
Yeah, it will be. We don't know obviously when we're playing, right? It could be Saturday, it could be Sunday, so it's going to have to be business as usual. We'll be preparing for multiple teams. We'll take educated guesses to have a little bit more for one team than we do another team. And if that, we've been through things like this before, because you rarely know who you're going to play in the playoffs, and if it shifts late, then we'll refocus our attention to that other team. So it will be a day that we're working business as usual, and we'll keep an eye on the television and see what's going on there.
Two more, please. In the past few days, has the staff done work on Tampa Bay and the Rams?
There's been some of that. Yeah, there's been some of that by some of our coaches. And so we have a little bit of a head start, but most of our attention was going towards Dallas and trying to win that football game. Credit to them, they played a really good game. We didn't play good enough, yeah.
Points of emphasis be going forward this week? Try to get better as a team to play your first playoff game.
Really, Sal, the same message that we've had the entire time, right? And so the first message is, what's that saying, right? We didn't come this far, only come this far, right? So let's make sure we're locked into what put us in this position in the first place, right? Detail in meetings, starting with the coaches, going to the players, full speed and walk through to the snap, and then high intensity at practice, and just try to get a little bit better each day to put ourselves in position to go 1-0 this week. So, that's our formula, that's our process, and that's what we'll continue to preach throughout. We haven't started fast these last not prior to, obviously today in defense we didn't start fast. I thought the offense did a good job starting fast, but we obviously want to get our game going quicker than we have these last couple weeks. So that's one area that we need to improve, and we know that we're going to be in positions on defense that we're going to have to be able to stop the pass. We've done a good job, and tonight was an exception of stopping the run. We're going to have to be able to stop the pass here moving forward.
All right, John. Silver lining, Nick, you got to look at a lot of players for more reps. When you're coming off the field, obviously you have to look at the film, but what your first thoughts, what did you like? Did anything stand out to you?
Yeah, just off the top of my head with some things, like obviously you watch the game, and I do have to go back and watch it. I thought Mac McCain was flying around on special teams. You really saw his speed out there, and I just thought he did some good things. Again, I'll watch the tape and go from there. I thought Milton Williams continues to play really good football. And then on offense, and I'll just try to hit one guy in each phase. Quez Watkins, just continues to be a playmaker with the football, and Quez hasn't had as many opportunities as Dallas and Devontae, but when he does get opportunities, he makes plays, and it is not only Devontae and Dallas, but it's also our running game, and so he's got limited opportunities. But what did he end the year with? Was he almost 700? Was he 650, somewhere in that? With the type of style of offense that we are, I mean, I think that's a pretty respectable number right there. So, those are some guys just, off the top of my head that, watching the game out there, as we call them the game out there, that's what I saw, and I thought some of those guys made some good plays.